Hey everyone, welcome to Level 50 Life Coaching. Uh, Listen, so today's ideas are pretty much about your inventory, and your core foundation for personal development is to read, is to journal, and is to listen to successful people through audio tapes or watching videos. It pretty much it's based on what Jim Rohn suggests about the three treasures you want to keep in life. So you want to keep a library so people know what you've read and what influenced you. You want to keep a journal uh, to write down your thoughts and experiences and how your mindset changes and to gauge your growth. And you want to take pictures in every moment because then you can look back and a picture says 1,000 words. So today I wanted to quickly share how I tend to go about trying to make my day more productive and what I've noticed really helped me out. So what I've been doing, and this is something that I've been reinforcing, is having a journal. So this is my main journal, and I've started journal writing about a year ago or around 1.5 years ago, and so this is my sixth journal. I like the hard covers, and it makes it more kind of official and durable. And pretty much, I try to do it day to day, but it depends on the experiences that I have. So if I've been interacting with somebody and I've said a certain phrase or a certain expression or shared a certain life lesson with someone that really resonated with me, then I would come home and I'll just write it down. And sometimes it'll be half a page, sometimes it'll be a page, sometimes I would write even 9 pages in a row. What I also like to do is I like to place pictures here. So like I got a violin as a part of my, yeah, constant skill set improvement. So I got a piano, and so I practiced the piano, and then I wanted to learn a certain piece on the violin. So I took pictures and I stuck it in my journal. So it's a good way to look back up in your journal and be reminded of it. And pretty much, I what I do is I write the pages, I write my thoughts, and then I write the date, which is important. I sign it, and then I write how many pages I've written in that day, so I know that it's all one idea. So say this is 2 out of 2, and this is 1 out of 2. So I know that those 2 pages is the same story continuing. And also say for example, if I went to a certain music or a certain event or I did a certain Facebook post, this one was about the Steve Irwin autographed book and how it made me feel. So I printed the Facebook post that I made, and again I stuck it here, signed it, and autographed it. And so my journals are usually filled with pictures, usually filled with quotes, maybe lyrics of a song, something I really resonated with, and I just print it and then stick it in my journal. Also, it might be tickets to musicals that I went, or certain performances, or certain people. So anything that pretty much happens in your life, like what Tony Robbins says, if your life is worth living, it's worth recording. So that's journal writing is something I will continue to reinforce each one of you until until you do it, until you start enjoying it's a really nice feeling, a sense of accomplishment to actually write down your life and then be able to read back upon it and reflect. So the second thing that I have implemented is this small journal. So it's an A3 journal. It was like maybe $4-5. And what I do now, so I have my affirmations on the first page where I affirm. So I go my affirmations, and they might be different to you. So whatever you resonate with. Mine must resonate with being great, magnificent, and marvelous. I have all the energy in the world. I was blessed with unlimited potential to master my own self in a variety of fields that I choose. I decide to work towards reaching my full potential, but consistently improving, growing, mastering, and implementing the inspiration cycle. So the inspiration cycle is something I will be teaching further on, and that's pretty much one of the bases that my life revolves around. Is quite one key life philosophy that I implement. I have the blessings from the universe. During every day, I decided to work. Hello. So as I mentioned, I was reading my affirmations, and then I read my affirmations. I signed it, and I pretty much used this notebook slash journal. I wouldn't say journal, but small notebook. You can get a diary like a 2000, a yearly diary where you have uh, each day is one page, and then you can. I use it to write down what I need to do, and I even use it to. I carry it with me everywhere, pretty much in my bag, and yeah, if I find a good quote or some interesting life experience that happened to me, I just note it down on one of the pages. So I use it to write down that I need to do my skill set mastery, I need to do my um, languages, vocabulary practice. I need to say, for example, certain assignment or preparation, creating further content or classes, or I need to go and exercise. It's pretty much like a daily planner of what you want to do, and I plan it out the night before. So before I go to sleep, I sit down for maybe 5 minutes and just write down what I need to do, and most of the stuff is gonna be repeating itself anyway, because you're either creating habits, so you're already systemizing your life. So you're gonna wake up, for example, 7 o'clock, then you're gonna have breakfast, listen to some personal development, 30 minutes of reading a book, making some notes, then possibly go exercise, then have work, then maybe go to uni, then do uni assignments, then maybe play the piano, then maybe do further reading or do some language learning, maybe communicate and do a mastermind session. So it all depends upon your day, but you want to write it each day. You want to plan out your day, and then afterwards we'll be doing exercise on planning out your month, planning out your year, and planning out your next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and really finding out what it is you really want to achieve. So every day, and the fun thing is this is like a game. So what you want to do, you want to highlight the things. So sometimes you won't be able to accomplish everything that you've set out, so you can highlight and then move it to the next day. And the really fun thing about doing this exercise is to cross off things. So you get kind of like really addicted. Um, it becomes quite joyful just going over your day, and you just cross out. I did this and I did that and I did this one and I did that. Like it's quite exciting to see how productive you can become. So this is one of the things I'm implementing, and I see it really keeps me on track most of the time. I also wanted to really reinforce this one thing. At the back of my A3 journal, I have a reading wish list. So these are books, for example, that I want to read in the future. So I just create a whole list of, and you can create it. So books is one of them. Maybe there's certain activities you want to do. So it's like a goal list, but this one's based on a book. So like, yeah, how to learn things in 48 hours is one of the books I want to read. So two journals. Okay. Next, we have something I started to implement really recently, but it's really keeps me on track, and it's fantastic to see progress. So this all started when I started to learn the piano, and I was just going through articles to find out was the most productive and efficient way to learn how to play the piano. And obviously I knew its consistency, and so I came up with one of the websites where they showed all of these practice guides and practice charts. So I found this practice log. So as you can see, I only started from the 12th downwards, but every day I've been practicing my piano because that's one of the skills I want to master for myself. And so I've been writing down the time, the day, and I've been writing down which section of the musical piece I'm up to. And so when you look back, it's really nice to reflect and see, oh, okay, so it took me 4 days to do this beginning section, then it took me another 5 days to master the ending section. So this is something I will be posting in the group, and yeah, utilize it immediately. Write down, have a practice log for every one of the activities that you plan to master, whether it's for your business. Have a practice log, whether you're learning a new skill, learning a new language, anything that takes dedicated amount of time to create a habit, use a practice log. And use that with a combination of a 30-day log chart. So this is another really, really important exercise to do, and it doesn't take long, but the value that you get out of it is truly immense. You know, how many times have you thought to yourself, listen, I have all of this homework due or assignments due, or I'm learning this language, and at the end of the week, you told yourself, okay, I'll be practicing 7 days a week, and at the end of the week, you realize that your language hasn't improved at all. For example, for like languages is something I'm learning, so Spanish and Chinese. So sometimes after a week, I tell myself, how come my language's skill set isn't improving? And then I look back and see that I haven't practiced for 7 days. So how can I expect results if I didn't put in the effort? So this is where this uh, log chart comes in handy. What you do, and again I'll attach this in our group, is you place all of the skills and habits that you want to reinforce throughout the month, and this can range from journal writing to I have Spanish vocabulary I need to emphasize, then Chinese 30 minutes per day, then I have piano 30 minutes, exercising 30 minutes to 60 minutes, listening to personal development, then I have doing some designing or like drawing. I really like that. It's doodling. It reduces stress. Doing homework and or assignments. Sleeping properly, so you want to rest up, and reading books. Possibly it can be also part-time work. And yeah, learning about how to improve business, how to improve coaching. So general self-improvement, and this can be any area. And then you be honest with yourself, and you just mark all the days that you've done it, and that matters. So for example, in reading books, I like to specify the number of pages I read, and it honestly, once I made reading books a priority, because I understood that in order for me to be able to grow as a person and share my content and share the valuable life lessons that I'm learning with you all, I need to read and and immerse myself in this knowledge. And you'll be surprised, like within the last week I managed to go from reading 0 pages to reading like 807 pages in 1 week, because I allocated an hour or so, and I just carried my book everywhere. And so in every, like on the train towards the uni or towards work, I would just read, and I would read here and I would read here, there, and you can even listen to an audiobook. Listen, there's really no excuses to make. Lastly, I have categorized my books. So last time you must have seen I've gathered a few books from a secondhand shop. So I bought 13 books so I could make annotated notes on them, and I'll be summarizing them and sharing the three main ideas. And so I've categorized my books into 3 sections. So one section is books that I have read, then the middle section is books that I'm reading. So this is a good idea to actually read a few books at the same time. So you don't have to read a book from cover to cover. Usually the author just discusses 2 or 3 main ideas, and then the rest is just analogy. So once you already get the gist of the analogies, you can go to a different book. And so the middle aisle is for books I'm reading right now, and usually that ranges from 3 to 4 books. So it can be a book on memory, it can be an autobiography on Donald Trump, it can be a book on the power of habit, which I just read, and it's a fantastic book. I would really recommend you do read. And the third category of books is books that I'm planning to read. So this is something we'll be discussing in our next video, but with goals, you always want to have a goal that you'll do after finishing or accomplishing your current goal, because it's not the goal. The important thing is not the goal that you get, but what you become in the process of getting the goal, or reaching that certain milestone. So it's very important for us to have certain long-term goals that we can keep on striving towards, and as a result, that will improve and lead us to a successful life. So that's pretty much it for today. Just a recap, have a main journal where you write down your ideologies, your beliefs, dreams, certain fears, things that have happened to you. Again, difference between a diary and a journal, in my opinion. Diary is you write about what has happened. A journal, you write about how the things that have happened during the day have affected you and how they made you feel. So it's a more for kind of self-analysis exercise. So have a main journal, have a small daily planner where you can write down all the things you want to achieve throughout the day. Plan it out at night time so you have the day prepared. Read the books, have and listen to audiobooks, watch videos, take pictures, and let's go. We're striving for a level 50 lifestyle. So in order for us to inspire people to be level 10, we need to be level 50. Okay? I'll speak to you all soon. Take care, and bye bye.